Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. So I wanted to actually give you guys a really good overview of Biden's executive order. I think I'll go through this, right? I don't want to fully go through this because there's a lot of parts that I don't care about. You guys can pause the video of things that I like wrote down and stuff, right? So if you guys want to read any of this, I don't want to make this like a 30-minute video explaining every single one. I'll probably make one later, maybe later today, to explain every single one. But I think the most important part that I wrote was, they wanted to, I think it was this one, mitigate the illicit finance and national security risk posed by illicit use of digital assets by directing 100% of focus on coordinated action across our relevant use. Partnerships are responsive to risk. Yeah, so I think the most important one was this middle one right here, which is the mitigate illicit finance and national security risks. And it's a big theory I have, right? And it's a running theory I have of what exactly can happen with crypto if we have boomer money coming in, right? And this is essentially people that are 50, 60, 70, 80, and older, right? And that's where that's where most of the wealth in the United States is in the top 10% of people that own the most assets in the United States are actually boomers, right? It's anybody 50 years of age, 60 years of age and older. And the reason being right now is that the only reason I think we're so early is because you don't have any boomer money coming in. You don't have any financial money coming in. You don't have any firm money coming in that supports 401ks, that supports Roth IRAs, that supports savings like that, right? Or generally money flow that goes into a portfolio that's supposed to grow over time, or that's made to grow over the next 30 years or so. That's essentially how the SPY gets propped up and works, because every single 2 weeks or not every single 2 weeks, but let's just say bi-weekly, right? Bi-weekly, every single person in the United States that has a 401k available to them, or a Roth ROI, or they have somebody like Voya taking care of their portfolio, or Voya is very famous, right? My dad uses Voya. I actually like them a lot. Shout out to them because they do a really good job. So if you guys are looking for like management stuff, go to like Voya's website. I'm not sponsored by them, but I think they do a really good job, right? They've grown my dad's portfolio extremely well, and I definitely recommend them. And that's what I use, right? That's what I use. That's what me and my wife are going to start using for a 401k, at least for like a separate, like to start our own 401k on that side, right? I think Voya is really, really, really good. But again, I do think that, as far as cryptocurrency goes, right? This is not stocks related. This is not anything else related. This is just for cryptocurrency. I think that all the boomer money that's coming in, or has the potential of coming in, I think there's going to be a money flow about 2 weeks or so. And it's going to be the same thing, as far as responsive money goes, that goes into the S&P 500, that goes into the QQQ, that goes into the NASDAQ. And it's just a bi-weekly money flow. Every single 2 weeks that you get paid, a little bit of that gets taken out and it gets put into the stock market. And I think the same thing is going to happen for cryptocurrencies, at least blue chip cryptocurrencies. I can definitely see, I can see cryptos like, definitely Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think, are going to be the top two. I would not be surprised to see something like an Atom up there with the 5% APY. I definitely do think that because big firms and people that are, supportive of 401ks, or people that have 401ks would ideally want to have some sort of return, or some sort of APY return, where at least the firms investing will want some sort of APY return. And I think that might be, if it's actually kept and it's not US regulated, I definitely think that something like an Atom would be absolutely insane. Because if you have a firm investing $100 million, they're taking in that 5% return, right? They're getting that 5% APY per year that Atom offers. And instead of paying out their people, right? Instead of that fund paying out whoever they're helping with their funds, instead of paying them at 5%, they might only pay them an extra 1 or 2% per year, right? But still, the person is literally doing nothing. They're just working. And the firm is like, hey, you're invested in something that, gives you a return of 2% APY per year. So, you can either get that cashed out to you, or we can deposit it right back into your account, which means that the firm makes more money that way per year, right? So I do think that if these, if the finance sector actually gets regulated, and people start, or firms like this are actually open start investing people's money, I think it's going to be a ridiculously huge boom for crypto all around. And I think that cryptos that actually, stable blue chip cryptos, which obviously are going to be like Bitcoin, Ethereum, probably Ethereum too when it comes out. Like I said, Atom, probably other APY related coins. You might see stuff like USDC or Tether that pay out, possibly Crow that actually pays out a 10% yield per year. So, I think these might actually be a really big thing for funds because they essentially get a free 10% return on their money. And, they have like no risk because they're investing other people's money. So they can take 8% of that APY and keep it, and they can give out the 2% to everybody else because guess what? People don't really know and they don't care. They just want to be part of crypto, maybe a small portion of it, but they're investing like hundreds of millions of dollars that they're receiving a huge APY on the year. So I think if that sector of cryptocurrency doesn't get regulated hard, I think that's going to be one of the biggest sectors that actually has a lot of money flow bi-weekly if all these funds are actually being opened up to invest in like these risk on products, right? Because Bitcoin and Ethereum is risk on, right? They just dropped 50% since November. So they're definitely risk on. And a lot of other alts are also risk on, but that's what happens when you invest in the stock market, in the crypto market, right? But like I said, I think that, the most important part, and I think a lot of it that people aren't seeing is that, they're looking they're looking into the security risks of the actual firms investing, these open firms that actively, invest people's money, people's 401k, people's, Roth ROI. Is that I'm saying that right? Roth, yeah. I think the big thing that everybody missed out was that, this opens up availability of biweekly funds. And I think that's why that's essentially why you see the SPY continuously going up, because every single 2 weeks you actually have money flow into it. And I think that a small portion of that from the S&P 500 is going to go into crypto, especially if this all goes in a really good direction, right? And I think this could potentially be the catalyst for Bitcoin maybe hitting $1 million, right? And I know that's a very bullish statement, but I think that for right now, you have a lot of millennials investing in cryptocurrency, right? I'm 30 years old. So, I have a lot of friends who are invested in cryptocurrency, but they're all around my age, right? My mom and dad aren't invested in this. I don't have anybody that's older than me that I know that's like 40 invested in this, right? Some people are, but I think the majority of people over maybe 50 years old don't even know how to invest in cryptocurrency, and they don't care about it, right? All they care about is that their safety in their 401k, their safety in the funds that they already have secured. And I think that if certain funds that hold these portfolios are open to investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum after the U.S. regulates the cryptocurrency system, I think you're going to have so much money. It's going to be so much money flowing into into all crypto. I can guarantee you that. As soon as it gets passed, and you end up, actually passing something that lets these funds invest in crypto bi-weekly with your paycheck, it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be a huge bull run, and you're going to have all these funds actively, like bi-weekly, throwing money at blue chip crypto. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.